Hello and welcome to episode 74 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. So, in the last episode we started off with a small investigation, but as the episode ended, we basically got called elsewhere, so let's see where that elsewhere is by talking to Franklin here. Uh, the the antecedent bid me tell you to make for Westbury Bay, where young Alphanode awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident. I'm, I'm not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphanode has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitorous brass blades. And when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Alright. So, let's see what Alphanode wished to speak to us about. I can't actually remember when next we will meet Alice again, though. There we go. You are late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belonged to abandoned domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with domans, yes? In Offord? Well, like the rest of the nation of the Eastern continent, it is ruled by the Gallian Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best of circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale. And more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity. Do you not think? Come, come with me to Ulda, Joffrey. Unless I'm mistaken, I am rarely mistaken. We will find the Domus bickering with a Sultana sworn on the royal promenade. You're uncertain of your role in proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being purposed by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Ulda. Alright. let's hit the return button and get back to Uldar. Oh! Alright, here we are. Now, let's see here. 317. Alright, the Chamber of Rule, I believe, is where we wanna go. Yes, it is. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray, understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness? Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell on deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Alphenode Levier, at your service. A friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique. In this part of the world, at least. Few indeed are your allies in Uldar. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me at and my associate at Quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Alright. So, the Quicksands, that's Adventure Guild. There you go. And let's see what we can do around here.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
All right. Go and talk to her. If I may, sir. As I said earlier, we have been at the sea for some several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. For it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much. Desperation compels me. Gentle sir, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Alright, see what we can find here. Else, why didn't you say so sooner, Geoffrey? Of course I help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow. See, but just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Going call on Friedrich and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little princess order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them show them those letters. That should set them straight. All right. Let's head over there. It's times like this I'm so happy that you can actually teleport teleport around. Otherwise this would take forever. If I had to actually run around. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Alright. And yeah, back to Adventurers Guild and they didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Alright. Let's talk to Yugiri here. I dare not hope for such an magnanimity blah blah blah. Much less expected. Mistress Mumundi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphinaud. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owned, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy. and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us at the Royal Promenade. Alright. Next stop, the Royal Promenade. Chamber of Rule. 20 minutes, huh? Right. A pleasure, Private Richardson. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, Accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
All right. Yeah, we still have some time, so let's see what's going to happen now. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft I wonder how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value of people. I will waste no more words on him. Not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Halls of Flames. Alright, I guess we are heading to Halls of Flames. Fun fact is, my character, as you all know, is a part of the Flames. As you can see, here, yeah, Flame Private 3rd class. That's my rank. And the fun fact is, if it wasn't because it would be the Flames I joined, let's say I would be asked to join the Brass Blades, I would probably have gone with the Storm people instead. Let's see if we can maybe increase our ranks here. Apply for promotion. Yes, I can. There we go. Flame Private 2nd class. Alright, let's see what this guy has to say to us. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Limsa, Lominsa and Gredonia. I judge given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doma friends confined to ship. Gods, the thought of them huddling in the airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative. A place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia. That is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision. I don't. I do. Well, I still don't. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment. Not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugir, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphanode. And that's why I like Raban. The headquarters of my order, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Ravenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comfort of more well-established settlements. However, the leader of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by the way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugir. But I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ulda. Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages. The absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. God. Gotta like them. Some of those tiny people. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphanode, once again, I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, lady, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Uldan Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Geoffrey. Lady Yugir, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. There we go. And yeah. We are concerned that Doman's refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe. Let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Moody has kindly offered to accommodate Domas until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel with will embark as soon as transportation has been secured. While those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportations remain our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught Immortal Flames can do? I feel that it exceeds our mandate. Were it a small number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domas to Mordona. When governments fail to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, we shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do, Lady Yugiri. Let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doma friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Strength. Yeah, I want that ring. Actually, let's see. Item comparison. Okay, so I got an item level 70 ring. That's a 145. Alright. So, yeah, I do want that ring. Alright. With that. And, yeah, that looks good. Alright. So I will call this episode here, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit the like button. And if you're new here, first of all, welcome. And if you like my content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I don't have the numbers in front of me here, but I noticed that a lot of my viewers is actually not subscribed to my channel. So yeah, please subscribe if you enjoy my content. And yeah, I will see you all here again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe out there.